Born to be wild, born to be wild. I'm in my wild animal area of my home. I've got a collection, a large collection of wild African animals and others to remind me that life is worth taking a risk for. It's better to be wild and take a risk than to live safely and comfortably in my comfort zone and not go do amazing, cool stuff. And I asked this question very personally because life is short or very long. We could all die tomorrow. It's been suggested that life is a terminal illness. We're all going to die. We just don't know when. But let's say you live to 100, 120 and you look back over your life and you didn't do anything because you were scared to. So you could have, should have, would have, but you didn't. And so you regret, now you're going to die, because if you're 100, 120, you're probably just going to die of old age, but you didn't do the things that you want to do. And could that just be a waste of time? So when you look at those 4 big areas of life, which is what Romax is all about and what the Max College program is all about, which is healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, however long it is, have a career or business that you love, so you earn money doing something you're really passionate about. You become financially free, so you're not struggling for money all of your life, and you have great people in your life. Now, the reverse of that is if you look back over your life and you were unhealthy, unfit and weak all of your life, you had a lousy, stinking, rotten job all of your life, you were struggling for money all of your life, and you had terrible people in your life. Surely that is not the way we want to live. But attached to those 4 big areas of life is a fair bit of risk. So we'll start with healthy, fit and strong. There is a risk that you could join a gym, find a trainer, do a program, try an eating plan, it doesn't work. Now you could reduce that risk by learning your anatomy and physiology, learning how your own human body works, and make sure that you go to any of those experts with great questions and make sure that they give you the program or the eating plan that you want that's going to give you the result that you want. But there's a risk that it won't work. There's also a risk that you could drop a weight on your toe, you could sprain an ankle, you could get bitten by a jellyfish in the ocean. There's a lot of risk involved in being healthy, fit and strong. But is there more risk, particularly for the quality of life, if you are weak and unfit? And those 2 words just don't sit with me. I'm a healthy, fit, strong human being and have been all of my life, and the thought of being weak and frail and unfit and not being able to do the things that I want to do, to me that's just not, I don't want to even contemplate that. It's not that that's not a risk for me, because I'm not going to do that. But if you are unfit and weak, there's some really serious risks of disease: coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, obesity, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, all the horrible killer diseases that happen because of inactivity. If you're unfit and if you're weak and if you're frail, those things will attack you. I don't want to be a part of that. To me, that's too big of a risk. So will you take the risk and get fit, get strong and stay that way for the rest of your life? And if you don't, could the risk be worse? Great question. There's a risk that if you apply for a job, you might not get it. There's a risk that if you open a business, it might not work. There's a risk that you go and study 6 years at university for a career that you're passionate about, and you get out of university and that career path doesn't exist anymore. They're just some of the things that people share with me about, I'm just going to stay in my lousy, stinking, rotten job. Well, the risk of staying in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, think about how awful that is. Depression, anxiety, boredom, monotony, not enough money. And even if you are earning a stack of money, what a horrible way to earn money. Yuck. The risk of opening a business that you're excited about, starting a career that you are passionate about, applying for a job that is going to give you a rewarding reason to get up every day, I don't see the risk in that. And the only risk, really, or here's the worst case scenario: you're in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, you aim to get a business that you're excited about, a career path that you're passionate about, it doesn't work, you just go and find another lousy, stinking, rotten job. There's plenty of those. So there's no risk involved in trying something new and exciting, except that what if it works? A lot of people will tell you it won't work, but what if it does? Isn't that awesome? So be healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that you love, risky or not. I'm excited about the risk of both of those. Financial freedom. A lot of people share with me that they're scared of creating a wealth creation plan. They're scared of what if somebody rips me off? What if I pick the wrong financial advisor? What if I pick the wrong financial plan? What if I invest in the wrong stocks and shares? What if I buy the wrong property? Having lived on the planet for a very long time, I've lost millions of dollars in property and I've lost millions of dollars in shares. I've also made millions of dollars in both of those. It's a risk. Of course it's a risk. Here's what isn't a risk though, I don't think, because there's several places to invest money, and one of the places to invest money is in a business that you're passionate about. That's something that you have complete control over. So I always share this. Yes, the real estate market I have no control over really. I just get to choose what I buy or sell. But what people are prepared to pay for something and what happens to interest rates and what the government's doing with inflation, I have no control over. Stocks and shares, and interesting, both real estate and stocks and shares in my lifetime have always gone up. They've gone up and down, up and down, up and down, but the general direction has always been up. But let's just say that's all too risky. If you invest your money in your own business and if you invest money in yourself, surely you are reducing the risk massively, because you know how hard you can work, you know how much you can study, educate and train to become better at what you do, you know how passionate you are about what it is that you want to do, and that's the sweet spot, isn't it? Do what you're passionate about, keep getting better at it, add massive value to other people's lives. That is the successful business sweet spot. To me, that is no risk. If you put those three together, I believe that's risk-free. Now, let's just say that the product or service that you have invented or created is no longer needed by the universe. So let's just say phone books or telephones that are stuck to the wall. People don't use those anymore. But if you go through the process of starting a business, growing a business, creating something exciting, now you know how to do that. I'll give you another great example. There's been a couple of times in my life where we've lost millions of dollars because of a bad investment. But what you don't lose, you lose money, but you don't lose the lesson. You don't lose what you learned. And I think that's the lesson learned is far more exciting and far more valuable than the money. Because once you know how to make money, you can make it again. If you keep, I don't want to try that because it's too risky, so you never have a go, then you never know. I'll say that with passionate enthusiasm. If you never have a go, you'll never know. So why not have a go and then you'll know? You'll know what not to do. If it doesn't work, then don't do it. And that's how I've learned from real estate, stocks and shares, why I know that when you invest in your own business, that's the most powerful thing to do, because I've had a go. And when you've had a go and you've learned the lessons, now you know what not to do next time, and you also learn what to do next time. Isn't that exciting? So the last one, of course, is relationships. And they can be very risky because we have no control over what other people do. I get that. I've been married before. I got married again. I took the risk twice. 50% of marriages apparently don't work, but I've taken the risk twice. The first one didn't work. I've now been married for over 25 years to a gorgeous man, and it was well worth the risk. Relationships, we learn from them, we grow from them, we get better and tougher and stronger and wiser because of them, if we choose to, of course. So why not take the risk? Even lousy, stinking, horrible people. If you were to have a look at the people that have come in and out of my life, if I could do a quick snapshot of each relationship I've had, you'd say, Rowie, you've had some terrible people in your life. Like, people have shat on you severely, stole from you, lied to you, treated you badly, just been rude and disrespectful. Yep. And I've loved every single experience because I've learned and grown from it. And how can we learn and grow if we don't have bad experiences? So I've loved the risk of bringing people into my life that could shit on me, because maybe they won't, maybe they'll add massive value. But the beautiful thing about all of that, of course, is when you back yourself, it doesn't matter what other people do to you. When you back yourself, you like yourself, you respect yourself, you're never going to be lonely. So you actually don't need to bring other people into your life. But again, how would we learn and grow about communication and relationships if we didn't bring great people or people into our life? Some of them may not be so great. If you've been hurt in a relationship, you might be really scared of taking a risk to get into another relationship. And that's understandable. But what if, like me, the second time you bring somebody beautiful into your closest inner circle, they turn out to be your soulmate and the person that is the love of your life? Relationships can be very risky, but they also can add massive value to our lives. And here's the great thing. If you are weak and unfit, if you have a lousy, stinking, rotten job, if you're broke or struggling for money, and if you have terrible people in your life, that could make for a terrible life. If you take the risk and get healthy, fit and strong, get into a career or business that you're excited about, become financially free and attract great people into your life, surely that would be worth the risk. The risk of losing versus the joy of winning. The risk of making a mistake versus the joy of learning from every single one of those mistakes. And surely that's worth the risk. So take a few risks. Take a lot of risks. Take a risk every day by doing something out of your comfort zone, because wouldn't it be nicer to sing "Born to be wild" than "I'm bored, I'm so bored, I'm so bored"? Born to be wild rather than bored. Woohoo!